I'm Antonella Mei-Pochtler, and I'm a Senior Vice President at BCG, and I'm heading the media practice globally. There are a couple of reasons for not having so many founders in Germany, and I would just like to point out three. I mean, there are probably many more, but I mean, let me point out three. First of all, there is overall a societal attitude to failure, which is not positive. Failure is something negative, and I think that is creating this risk averseness in a broader way. So that's the number one. So it's a societal feeling that is not really conducive to being a founder. The second thing is that you don't have really the capability to switch easily between the corporate world and the startup world back and forth. And I think that is essential for those who want to try to go into a startup, but then may not feel that it's appropriate for the life stage, or that they may not be successful. And then there is a very difficult way back. And I think that's also not particularly helpful. And thirdly, I think that overall there are being a risk taker, somebody who goes into a startup, is not so totally approved by broadly, and it has not to do with the risk, with the failure attitude, but it has to do with when are you viewed positively culturally. It's more when you do a traditional career than if you do a trial and error in a startup world. So I think that these are just three reasons, but I think that we could mention many more. I think that overall, I mean, just pointing out the topic of career orientation, particularly and we see that there is a little bit of a difference between the male and the female attitude to this. Doing a traditional career is something that is viewed positively. The corporate career, I mean, we have strong corporates in Germany, which are very successful by developing global networks and exporting and being having global production networks. And somebody who does a global career is viewed very positively, somebody who does. And it's very difficult to step out of this career for a couple of years and try something different, because then you may not be able to get back into this career. But in general, the issue is that somebody who does a corporate career is highly regarded. I think to really make sure that we develop, I mean, that we take away some of the hindrances of people going to startups, I think that you need to do more to allow this easy switch between the two parts of these two parts. And I think there are a couple of things that one can do. First of all, one needs to think about entry points in the careers which are defined in corporates, entry points where you can come back if you are a creative disruptor, that you come back and that you can be integrated. So what are the right entry points? So you need to think differently about how you structure the career paths. But then you need also some mentoring, some support for the people to then be successful when they re-enter, because a big issue is that these startup capable people will not find it easy to integrate in a culture where you don't have a lot of freedom, and so one needs really some coaching, some support to deal with that. And I think that is also, and then you need, of course, a couple of examples, of successful people who have been switching back and forth. I think that flexibility is anyhow one of the big issues, one of the big topics of the new world environment. And so having, not just linear careers is what is going to become the new normal. And I think that is something that will happen. I don't think that we need to do much to strengthen that, because actually the fact that the new normal is broken careers and broken life models creates a lot of anxiety in people, and we see that by some amazing numbers, that there are 180,000 people who want to go into public service because they have a strong panic of will I ever have a chance to have a regulated lifestyle. And I think that is we need to be careful that the other side, or the flip side of the coin, is that propagating too much the new normal may create some anxiety in people, and people may look for stability and security. I think if we think about what my wish would be for the future of work is for sure more fluidity between different pools, so definitely more fluidity between startup world and corporate world, but also more fluidity between different phases in life. We are here at DLD Women, and the issue is about how much fluidity can you create between roles of mothers, where you might decide for a couple of years to step out of the regular career path and want to devote time to the family, and then you want to switch back. So I think that this capabilities to switch back and forth will be more important in general, not just for the startup world. DLD Women is a very interesting has an interesting pool of people. It's a very good occasion to take care of the networks and to take care of some relationship. And I think it's also stimulating, highly stimulating. You get in touch with very different people from different parts of the world, all unified by a common cause, to think about how you can improve the world through innovation, through technology. And I think that's a great platform.